And now, from a land far, far away, we welcome you to the bar. The bar of the Blerds. Once again, we are at the Blerd Bar. My name, now they call me the Living Codex. Okay. Ace Trainer of West Willie. Sterling Spencer, also known as Ace Trainer Argent. But I'm kicking in the door for some two absolute legends. To my right, to my left, to my right, the master of the shadows, the knower of all things known and beyond. Josh, talk to the people. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Jayhawk. I'm here. I'm well. I'm doing all of the great things and having some drink while I'm doing it. And I'm here at the Blerd Bar, and I'm glad that you're here too. And I invite you to sit and sip with us. And I'm gonna pass it over to my super left.
Super
left.
Well, hi. You already know who it is.
You have a vague idea.
I hope not a vague idea. Like, if they've listened to at least one episode, you already know who it is. It's Big Dan.
Big Dan.
Rodan.
Rodan.
Coming at you live from the 215, your comic book connoisseur, your sommelier of sci-fi and superheroes, here to welcome you to another episode of the Blerd Bar. My barflies, how you doing? Yeah, it's been a while. About a week.
Been a little bit.
But
Shouldn't have left you. Got a dope episode. Step 2.
Step 2.
yeah.
Step
Step
2.
2.
Step 2. Step 2.
You know what's interesting?
What's that?
If we go back and listen to our first episode, we don't sound this cool. Like, we sound cooler than we did when we first started.
I know I was very focused on how my voice sounded. And I was like, man, if I could get hit in the face with a blunt object, I would take that over it.
Yeah,
The
I think I
Wow.
do appreciate that. Like, we've continued to grow in this, and we're not stopping.
Oh, we
got
ain't stopping, baby.
at least another 70 episodes before we
Minimum.
even hit 100. So,
Minimum.
You know what I was thinking about
Cram.
just now?
Jesus.
No. Is Kat Dennings like a nerd?
I don't know nothing about no Kat Dennings. All I know is she got married to Andrew, and a musician who everyone loves.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think she'd be funny to have on here. But I don't. Could we have her on here? Because she's not like.
well,
So once again, what's going on in your lives, gentlemen? Like, let's just touch base.
I'm wondering about Kat Dennings being on the play.
I think
The Blerd Bar.
there's a list of people that I believe we will talk to first.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes.
But once
I'm
we
not
get
saying
there-
she's like number one, like on the call
No,
sheet.
yeah.
Like
That'd be Cree Summer.
Or
Blerd-
Phil Lamar.
The Blerd Bar respects many walks of life, but we are black centered and we love everyone, and we are
Yeah, I don't think it's ever that. Like, we're not hateful. Like, that's not a thing.
No.
But
unless you ask Josh about 90s music.
that might come up tonight. Who knows? Real quick, my life is going considerably well, I guess. I mean, I have 2 beautiful daughters.
Oh,
My wife has not yet put me out. So
that's concerning.
nope. That's sometimes it's the most you can ask for, and that's
that's a win, baby.
that's a win in my book.
Yes, baby. It's about the houses you don't get kicked out of.
Facts.
Can we start over?
No, like I honestly appreciate the fact that sometimes, like, I'm pretty sure she wakes up and like looks at me while I'm sleeping, and she's just like, "You lucky bastard," and that's enough. That's enough for her to get through the rest of the day and to continue to move on in this journey of life with me. So, I'm okay. Help me, but I'm okay.
Buy a sweatshirt, help Dan.
How you doing, buddy?
But here's the thing: like, what would that shirt go to? Diapers? Like,
Something?
an extra pillow for me to sleep on the couch? Like,
Hey,
who knows?
Whatever keeps you in the house, man. Whatever keeps you in the house.
It's getting cold out there, Playboy.
And I'm never gonna dance again.
That's all we can do.
So you can do.
That's all you can do.
Buy a sweatshirt.
What's up, Josh?
How's Josh doing? Buy a t-shirt, help Josh. No, just kidding. No, I'm doing good.
Arms of an angel.
I'm doing. Nah, I'm doing good. Things are moving along great. Engagement party planning is just.
Wait, not even wedding planning, like the engagement.
Oh
party?
yeah. At this point, we're just focusing on the engagement
Should
party.
we go live? The Blerd Bar go live engagement party for like 5 seconds?
Absolutely not.
No. Just for like 5 seconds.
Patreon only, baby. Patreon only. Get the Patreon and.
I don't think there's no amount of sweatshirts that
Could save you after
that could save me for that. Nah,
You're not in
at all.
charge of social media.
Yeah.
You don't know how to work Instagram stories anyway. Sterling will do it.
I know enough. I know enough to be dangerous.
Expect
Don't-
one of us on the records, brother.
You
Don't
just get
test
the
me.
alert, the Blerd Bar is going like, "Hey!" But anyway, Josh is getting engaged.
No, he is engaged.
I am.
Josh is getting an engagement party, y'all.
This just in.
It's the reason he's the CFO, baby. He knows what he's doing.
Hey, buy a sweatshirt. Pays for my drinks.
Oh man, how are you doing, Sterling?
All right, so this is what I'm doing currently. We have the Pokemon remakes coming out in November 19th. Every Pokemon game is released like around my birthday. It's fun.
So-
I'm go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna ask you later.
Currently, I'm trying to blitz through Pokemon Platinum. Cause fun fact, the only Gen 4 game I actually played was Heart Gold because that's one of the best ones. But I'm having a good time. I'm also listening. I love Magic the Gathering lore, so currently I'm catching up. I didn't read anything since Kaladesh. I'm currently on War of the Spark, and it's kind of amazing. So that's how I am. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm into.
So we supposed to, you thought about that?
I thought about what?
That wasn't off the top.
That wasn't off the top.
Why would you expose me in this manner?
Because you exposed us.
What do you gain?
We were off the top.
Yeah, I literally thought about what I was going to do in the next 10 minutes. After the 5
We
minutes
didn't-
of wrapping up this.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the fact that I don't sleep on the couch tonight. You were thinking about the fact that Pokemon, and you had
Yeah.
a whole thing prepared for the barflies to know about you. I'm also reading Marvel comic books.
You can still talk about that.
Help me.
Talk about the things
No,
you
it's
want.
okay.
We didn't know. We should have asked you first, bro.
Right. Apparently, so we would have followed your lead. We out here giving life.
Yo.
Sterling's like, I keep up the image.
No,
of,
to be fair, that is my life.
same thing.
It's like 60% being sad, 30% video games and comics, and 10% other.
Well, then I have watched season 1 of Shaman King. Yeah. It was interesting.
You know what? I'll take that from Josh. 'Cause Josh be saying it was trash. There was no blood. There was no intestine. There was no dismemberment.
It was.
I'm still trying to keep up with the season of My Hero. It's just so boring.
Hey, you getting into the episode.
Yeah,
Also, if you haven't watched Money Heist or La Casa de Papel, you have to. It's just
You simply must.
Really?
it's really
We tried
good.
the first episode, and I think the issue was just sub or dub. And we were like, first of all, dub doesn't work at all. So,
Oh yeah,
so sub requires us to read, and with 2 kids,
gotcha.
you can't read.
But you have to. But because I feel like we always have this conversation when we watch a movie.
But sub, if it's in a different language, the original language is Portuguese.
For what?
Money Heist.
If you know the
Is it
original
not?
language of Money Heist,
Or is it Spanish?
Tell
It's
us.
Spanish.
Spanish, I'm sorry. I picked the wrong language setting, and I confused myself. It happens.
That's fine.
I've
That's
done
fine.
that. I've done that before.
I'm sorry. Spanish. Yes, I know some. My wife speaks it for herself and knows some, but I don't know
She
enough.
can watch it.
Yeah, but if we're watching it together, which is a thing, Big Dan need to read.
No,
And,
that's real.
But sometimes
with
Big
that
Dan,
and parenting,
right,
yeah.
reading also means that there's a split second where somebody can
Something
find a
happens.
2x4,
Yeah,
chew through some wires, and
all of the stuff.
$700 ambulance ride.
I'm not my parents, but I stand.
No.
But
Anyway,
we will not be taking the ambulance. I will get in my car and we will go.
There it is.
That's all.
Yeah. But yeah, watch Money Heist. It's really
this
good.
spiraled, but hi, we are currently doing a podcast where it sounds like we're just riffing, but we actually have something planned for you guys today.
It's not more riffing.
I hope not. So, the topic, I guess, right, or title for the topic here is "If I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging."
I say that a lot.
Sterling says it a lot, and I figured we do a podcast surrounding that. Just currently, surrounding some of our thoughts about pop culture, social media, the various genre of things that we explore here at the Blerd Bar. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're going to do our best to keep it safe. This is a safe space for everybody. If you feel attacked,
Tell us in the comments.
tell Sterling, and Sterling will filter it to us. Because as I have said to you guys in the past, you have 24 hours. So, however you feel, I'll be a part of it for 24 hours. After that, tell Sterling.
Sterling is available between the hours.
We don't have like a suggestions box. We have like a Sterling box.
Sterling box.
I care about you.
The fan mail goes to everybody, but the suggestions and concerns straight to Sterling's desk.
I'm HR.
He is.
No, you really are. And I'm IT.
You CEO, baby.
Okay. So.
You were involuntold. Anyway.
Right.
Who bugging first?
You bugging first.
You bugging first.
I'm bugging first?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're not. You might be. If you're bugging.
No. I'm definitely bugging. I'm 100% bugging. I'm telling you. If I'm bugging, just tell me I'm bugging. I don't need another mother cussing, hip hopping superhero movie ever again. I don't need a Marvel. I don't care about DC. I don't need one film more of superheroes. I don't need it. I just don't. They're becoming the modern westerns. Like, what western do you think of? Like, oh man, that's my jam. Besides, like, I guess.
Whoa, The Magnificent Seven. Watch your mouth, dog. I can name a list. Don't do that to me.
Was that good?
I'm not even talking about the remake.
Yeah, you're talking about the
original.
classic one. Yeah, not Chris Pratt.
Yul Brynner. Like, dog, don't make me go back. One of my favorite movies of all time is 12 Angry Men, and that's like an old classic. But Magnificent Seven is also like, I mean, obviously it's a retelling of the Seven Samurai, but don't tell me I said that.
Woo!
No,
I'm bugging.
Really
Tell me I'm bugging.
But no,
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't.
Now you said
I can't
to
even
tell you
remember.
if you bugging.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm pretty much gonna tell you bugging.
I don't even remember the last time. I think maybe. I'm trying to remember the last time a superhero movie got me like hype. Like I went in with anticipation. That anticipation was met or surpassed, and then I told a friend and or a neighbor about it and gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm really trying to remember. It might be Dark Knight.
Avengers?
Infinity War?
It might be Dark Knight.
First, I'm not mad at you because Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time.
It might be Dark Knight. Infinity War was cool. Infinity War makes my top 5, definitely. Not that means anything to you guys.
So you're saying, like, is Dark Knight like your number 1 pick?
No, that's the last time that I can remember in current memory where I went in with the anticipation. It was met or surpassed, and then I told people about it.
Right, but
That's
like
the last time.
Is
so
it?
You thinking about the last time you evangelized to somebody about a superhero movie? I mean,
but what? So wait, were you going in with low expectations with Dark Knight?
No, I was like, this is awesome.
So like, is it in your top 5
of all like movies or of like superhero movies?
Superhero movies.
Of course, it's in my top 5. This movie's fucking it's almost dang near flawless.
So what else is in your top 5?
This is not that podcast, buddy.
Of superhero movies. We're not getting to another episode that's coming soon. But but yeah. But like what? So because I'm trying to figure out what other movies have you done that for, and because if Dark Knight was your most recent one, if that was the last time you did it, that means you've been evangelizing for some trash behind.
No, I haven't.
Superhero movies.
I haven't.
He's saying he hasn't. He's
I
saying
has-
that the
I have
only
not.
time he's done it.
The only time he
the
did
last
it-
time he remembers
The
doing
last time I
that
remember,
was for The Dark Knight. However,
what was good?
You think about what was good, and
Get back
Dan's
to
going
it,
to tell
yeah.
you how you're wrong.
but I'll
That's
tell you. I'll
usually
tell
the
you.
podcast, yes.
I'll tell you how you're wrong. The reason why I do understand the fatigue that the general populace is feeling surrounding superhero movies.
So you're saying I'm not bugging?
Hold on, I said I understand.
Uh-huh.
Didn't say you weren't bugging.
That sound like not bugging to me.
This is empathy right now. You get it for 24 hours. I've said this before. However,
Well, 23 hours in.
23 hours and
56
57 minutes, whatever you want to say. However, you tell me outside of like rare occurrences of exceptional films in the last 5 years that a superhero movie wasn't in your mentions of movies throughout that year. While you may be upset of the oversaturation, which is fair because every studio is going to try it now, given the fact that Marvel and Disney were so successful.
Hell, even M. Night Shyamalan gave it a good go at it.
He definitely tried. You know, and I mean, honestly, his was in the workings for almost like the same amount of time, if not longer.
If not longer.
So I think, one, you have to look at what superhero stories mean to people in general, right? So because of that, superhero stories always exist.
Yeah, folklore.
You know, so I don't feel like, I think,
I almost said something real sacrilegious.
right. Watch your mouth. I read your mind and I said, watch your mouth in my brain. However,
real loud.
However, you know, the like you said, you made a comparison to Westerns. Yeah, Westerns were considered like superheroes. One, like they were shooting pistols that didn't miss at long ranges. Like, you know, they villainized a group of people, which they shouldn't have done. It happened. We're sorry. I wasn't a part of this. They were actually shooting people that look like me sometimes. So it is what it is. However, this, like, I think you're fatigued, and I think maybe you take a break and you come back to this.
Can I offer a counterpoint?
Go ahead.
Let's talk about the floor and let's talk about the ceiling.
Oh, here we
Right.
go.
Like-
Break it down.
Like, let's talk about the floor.
But you bugging though. I just want you to know. I'm sorry.
Josh, I need your opinion, man. I need your opinion.
Oh, if you're bugging or
Yeah.
not? That's hard. I think the saturation is a good strong point.
Look, search your
Search
emotions.
your emotions.
You know it to be true.
Here's the thing. There are two strong points made: saturation, and what was the last movie in the past? I would even say past 10 years.
Right, because that's the MCU, basically. You know, give or take like 3 years.
Yeah, let's say 15. The past 15 years of movies
This boy wasn't even 15 yet.
that
What you mean?
that were good.
I'm not talking about good, because I think whenever you talk about Marvel, you make a great point. That's like, even a median Marvel movie is still going to be a good movie.
Okay.
I'm talking about like going in like, wow, they really tried something new and interesting. No, it just becomes like, here's the beat, bang. You know, like,
I mean, I feel like we felt that way with Green Knight, but that wasn't a superhero movie.
that's true. But I'm sorry.
Did we feel that way with Green Knight?
I feel like we did.
No, because the Green Knight also goes in chapters, but that's not that podcast. You can check us out. BNR episode 8.
But I feel like we just really have to answer like, are you bugging or if you're not bugging, right?
True.
Like, I'd rather not like mince the words because at the end of the day, I disagree. You bugging.
Cool. That's good to know.
What is the statement again?
I
doesn't
don't
need
need
another superhero
enough.
movie.
Not one other. If the MCU right now was like, we don't like money anymore and just stopped, I would go to sleep peacefully at night.
Ooh.
Search your emotions. You know it to be true.
I'll say because when you say superhero movies, I automatically think Marvel. Marvel's been doing it for quite some time. So like, if it was just Marvel that was like took a step back, I'd be like, that's fine.
We understand.
Like you're not hurting for anything.
Right. No, you tried. You did your best.
You did your darndest.
Right.
Some would say. But I would still want one or two, something a bit like, even something like Kick-Ass. You know what I mean? Like where it's not like, or a really good.
It's almost like satire or like.
Not satire, but like.
Because technically,
technically it is satire, but like.
So is the boys.
Something that would be, I guess I should say something more akin to the Nolan universe, where it's like super grounded, and there aren't that many flashy colors and whatnot, and
Everything's great.
Right, all of the flamboyancy that comes with Marvel, but that's at the same time all the things that make Marvel like good.
Super quick question.
Go ahead.
Am I bugging or not?
Right.
You want?
I don't think you bugging. I don't think you
Let's
bugging.
go, please, in the comment section. Am I bugging or am I not? I'm bugging. Tell me I'm bugging. Listen, who's got the next point?
That was a really
No, like
a piece
I feel
of me
like
died because of
part,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like that could have been the whole podcast had I know you was coming out swinging like that. That could
Bro,
have been.
let's talk about the floor and let's talk about the ceiling. Like, okay, what's the floor? What?
No,
the Green Hornet, the Green Lantern.
No,
What
bro,
else? What
no,
else?
the
Green
floor-
Lantern's definitely.
What
I think.
was the floor? Like
What-
you really
what's
have
the
to
floor?
go back, bro.
What's
Like
the
this
floor?
what's the floor?
Civil War.
No. I'm talking about 1980s Captain America.
I ain't even talking about that.
Fantastic.
I wasn't even
Four.
here.
See, and I watched all those movies, but I'm just trying to tell you, like, the floor was in the dirt, bro. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
right. And then, like, you had movies like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man that was, like, starting to elevate it out the dirt.
And Blade.
I don't like
I have to rewatch Blade. I wanted to
Watch
do that.
Watch. Okay, you got to promise me this. If you watch Blade 1,
You also have to
please-
watch Blade
I was
2.
about to say, please allot the time to watch Blade 2 immediately after.
I literally was gonna try to do that before coming here and be working. So
Work do be working, no.
Maybe I can try to watch it this weekend.
It's
I wasn't a big fan of vampires and still kind of not, but I will give Blade a try again. I've read Blade comic books, so I'm not like unfamiliar. However, you know, there's a lot of lauded praise for that, and I often think in my mind like those movies are very akin to like Resident Evil.
yeah,
You know,
I see where you're coming from.
but that's just me. However,
you bug.
no, you're always going to come back to I feel like you're bugging, but that's also because like that's me, right? The comic book connoisseur, like this.
That's true.
I'm seeing a lot of what I read growing up being brought to life through actors and actresses in a way that, and I honestly will say this comes from a biased place because I remember when my dad talked about it, and it hadn't really happened yet. Iron Man had came out. I think that was the last.
Oh, wait.
No, that came out in 08. So he had already passed. But I'm trying to think. There was a movie. He was talking about them being like looking for these characters to make on film. I was like, where are you getting this news from? Like, no.
Cite your sources.
Right. But he was like, yeah, they're about to like build this whole universe around like superheroes. And I was like, who is telling you this? But if it's the truth, then I'm great. It's cool. And I remember just like holding on to that and then seeing it happen. And so like it becomes a very personal thing for me. So when you talking about get rid of my Marvel movies, I'm not going to hit you because we on camera. However,
Telling me to get rid of my dad all over again.
However, I'm going to tell you bugging repeatedly. But like I said, it comes from a personal place. I also at one point felt fatigue and was like, I don't need to see any more movies after Endgame. And then like Black Widow came out and I was like, I really don't want to watch this. And then still watched it. But I think the MCU Disney Plus series helped me want to watch Black Widow.
Loki
I don't
was a
know.
series.
Just because I was like, the quality that they're putting into this means that they didn't like skimp on her movie.
Sure, and I think this answer might be different for all of us. But like after Endgame, I personally was like, meh, I'm done.
I was 100% checked out.
I was like,
I wasn't 100%, but I was like, I will wait until it's available.
I was like, I don't
to
know if I
stream.
need to see another like Marvel movie. Like after Endgame, I was like, that was a great ride that you took me on with a
20
great
plus
payoff.
movies.
Like,
We don't need to do this.
yeah. Had I not come to you guys and been like, hey, you guys want to do the Blerd part?
Right.
I don't know if like any of the stuff that they're doing in Disney Plus now, I don't know if that would have been enough for me to like check that out.
Yeah.
So I only watched WandaVision because of the Blerd bar. But after I watched WandaVision, I was like, y'all got me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I think, like you said, it's just a matter of like, one, we do this because this is like what we want to do with a career. So that's why
You should buy sweatshirts.
buy a sweatshirt, or
Got you.
just tell other
You're not
people
bugging.
about it to like
He not bugging.
he not bugging, but share this and tell people. But this isn't some giant plug about the Blerd bar.
Wait, it's not a joke. Can we start
Nope.
over?
I heard it. I said it out loud. So Josh, if you're bugging,
If
we'll tell you you're bugging.
If I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging.
I will.
And I'm so sorry because I'm going to go a bit lighter than what we started off with. But if I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging. But My Hero Academia just isn't hitting anymore. Like
The anime or the manga?
the anime.
The monk,
The anime.
bro.
First of all, I helped you out. Do not turn your gaze toward me in a way that looks like I'm being attacked, because I will stop this recording, swing on you, and then you get back on the camera. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. I'm not going to cause violence to Sterling, but I'm just saying, the way you just turned at me looked like you was going to swing on me. I will defend myself in my house.
You like you were ready to step.
You really were.
All I was saying is the manga.
And I'm not even the one that's bugging. He's the one bugging. You didn't look at him like that. You did not look at him this way. You looked at me this way in a way that looked like I was bugging. And I clarified if it was anime or manga. You said, bro. Like, first of all, you turned on me like you was Thanos looking at Gamora. And I was just like, oh, little one, I'm going to toss you. This thing I won't. I'll get that soul stone.
I appreciate
Yeet.
I appreciate your communication. 'Cause
I'm
that
sorry.
was not my intention. So thank you for letting me know about how my actions affected you.
He's so
You've been
HR
told
right now.
off so many times.
Me? Let's not get into that.
Different
Is
podcast.
Josh bugging? Let's see. Dan, what do you think?
I don't think this is a lighter turn, obviously, until it got dark. I don't think Josh is bugging. I think right now where the anime is at, it's a lull. However, the focus is very much on character building, and
World building.
I won't even say world building because it doesn't feel that way. It's very much character building for everyone except for Midoriya. Like you see,
Midoriya.
But I think I would agree that it is world building. It's just
slow.
yeah, I'm just like I'm finding it hard to care. Where I don't think that was an issue in previous seasons.
I will say, as the avid manga reader of My Hero,
Sorry, go ahead.
you are not bugging. It does, because there's a translation of manga to anime that like it does hit this point where literally it was like flip. Okay, here's where we are, which is going to happen next, and I was like, oh snap, this is crazy. You're not bugging. That's fair. That's fair criticism.
So very much like the Android Saga of DBC until Cell shows up. It's very like long.
Android Saga, what happens?
Isn't that when they just said-
Trunks? No, what, dude? It starts with
Yeah.
Frieza getting chopped up. What you mean?
I said what I said.
Goku comes back.
I said what I
Frieza
said.
get chopped up.
Isn't that with like 18 of them? They show up
And this is
and they
not-
like start trashing people.
No. It starts with Trunks showing up as the new Super Saiyan because Goku just went Super Saiyan to be Frieza, and they're like, "Who is this other Super Saiyan?" Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said what I said. I stand by it. However,
Bugging.
that wasn't my bugging. That wasn't even my.
Well, I would regret to inform you. You bugging.
I'm calling to notify you about your car's extended warranty. I regret to inform you that your warranty is currently expired. If you would like to renew, please call us.
Josh, you are not bugging.
You're not bugging, Josh. I thought the beginning of the Android saga was boring to me.
Bro, how do you see Trunks chop this man in exactly 17.6 pieces and just think that's not interesting?
I was bored. I'm just saying, I was bored.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Dan had a lot going on in his life at that point in time, way back in 2004.
I was 12. 15 at the time? 2004, you said?
Yeah.
15. I kind of did.
That's actually
podcast.
probably 02 actually. But please continue. Go ahead.
If I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging.
I will.
I think, and this is in no way related to Batman. Batman cannot be brought up in this conversation beyond this point.
Josh.
I think, given Spider-Man's mantra, I guess you would say motto, with great power comes great responsibility, that he should have more dead villains in his rogues gallery.
I feel like
not accidentally dead, but like dead by his hand.
I feel like this is going to lead into a very philosophical / ethical / moral
I understand,
conversation.
but if I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging, right? Green Goblin,
okay,
got bodies on him in the upwards of hundreds, if not thousands.
That is true.
Carnage, same thing.
Carnage is, oh my goodness.
Like there's multiple villains who have just like killed for the sake of killing, or even if they like killed for whatever they thought was the correct mindset. Craven, like he has had people like literally die, and he's just watched them die when it could have been prevented. And I don't know if I wouldn't argue the moral ethical dilemma as much, because with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
Who's the responsibility to? If you're a hero for the people.
Yes.
People, plural, universal, persons, persons at risk, right? So, if you just out here like, he gonna get rehabilitated, like let him sleep with his do-rag on, these waves be swimming. No, my man's like, listen, even if you look at the movie, right, the first Spider-Man movie, Sam Raimi's, he didn't kill Green Goblin. Green Goblin just made a mistake.
Got killed.
Right. Same thing in Spider-Man 2. He didn't kill him.
Yeah.
He was just like, hey, I need you to not be in the way of this death. And Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus was like, no, I'm going to go out like a champ. This was my fault. I put the sun in New York City. I got to put it away.
My B.
Right. So it's always like this accidental death around him. But like, no, bro, you got hands, like the strength of like proportionate strength of a spider. Like, these people are out here killing people. There's no, the whole conversation of rehabilitation can come afterwards. Like if they survive or if they are subdued, fine.
So go ahead.
No. I'm just saying,
I'm not gonna cut
Bull need to have more bodies on him to handle this and permanently fix solutions, because it's not a matter of like, if it wouldn't be the argument of like him ruling the world, right?
Right.
Because even if he stopped his villains, they just know that like any other villains that show up just know he don't play. Right? Like they're like, oh, we in Spider-Man's neighborhood? He not that friendly. Like,
That's a misnomer at best.
It's a wild inaccuracy here. But I'm serious. Like, I just feel like there's certain people who just get away with too much.
Okay.
If I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging.
So
he took deep breaths from
what do we do with repeat offenders who are completely lacking remorse and unrepentant, right? Like, it's a challenge.
We say that it depends on the skin color?
Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
No, bro, like
play it.
No, I'm sorry, but like, no, go ahead. Say what you were saying. That was.
I'm talking specifically about Spider-Man
within
and
the
his
universe
rogues
of
gallery.
Spider-Man. Yes, go ahead.
So I mean, I think what I'm saying still applies, right? Because I think that's the problem, right? Green Goblin, these people they get in this weird cycle of like, okay, send them to jail, and then they break out of jail because they have a bunch of resources, and it seems that like, oh man, if you have resources, you can just kind of do whatever you want. So like, what do we do in that instance, right? So I think that the question is, we need to look at other methods of dealing with this problem that I will not endorse.
I didn't say Spider-Man should kill. I'm just saying.
That's exactly what you said.
That is what I
Actually,
said.
exactly what you said.
I'm just saying.
Now you bugging.
I might be. No, but I am saying that, I guess, yeah. Because it's very much like. No, that's exactly what I said, right? It just.
So it's a matter of, because we have to weigh the cost.
He got bodies on him.
We have to weigh the cost. No. And the problem is, no one human can be judge, jury, and executioner, right? Like, that's bad. They said at the Blerd bar.
Right.
A bunch of black men.
Right.
In the United States of America.
Hear me out.
Listening.
The motivations of Green Goblin, right? Most of Spider-Man's rogue gallery is directed toward him.
Yeah.
After a while, he becomes the person solely responsible for like whether this person does continue to do damage or not, right? There's often a Spider-Man, meet me at 12 o'clock and take off your mask. Like,
Come alone.
Right.
As I talk in a trance, like in the 20s voice.
Right. So,
we're all Skeletor.
Everybody's Skeletor.
We love you, Mark Hamill.
But, after a while, like the dilemmas start to be very focused and laser pointed on Spider-Man. And like, if he does not react, then casualties ensue. Hence, the responsibility is why you keep letting cussers play with your emotions like this or set you up in a way that makes you feel like you have this dilemma.
I think the issue is, even though you said that, he's not about to like take over the world or anything, it's still a slippery slope.
Because no one superhero should be above the law. I mean, no one should be above the law, but
technically he exists above the law each time he puts on his mask, right?
I mean, not ideally, but
no. The ball don't even obey like air traffic laws.
That's the issue with the cops.
He don't even obey air traffic laws. My man is leaving webs around high standing buildings.
He makes them dissolve, doesn't he?
They dissolve after an hour.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So that means you think he's actually. That's a totally different podcast. However,
realism in the superhero.
Right. Like we're arguing some unrealistic stuff. I understand that. However, I'm going back to my point that if you're the reason that people going off on other people, that is a you versus them end all be all.
Okay, counterpoint.
On site.
Counterpoint though.
After that, yeah, because it's on site for them, right? Their game is not to like their game is to break you, expose you, and then hopefully kill you by the rules of public.
Is that not like gang warfare?
No. Okay, hold on. Just one moment, right? We got to talk about the counterpoint, because counterpoint is like, okay, I mean, it's the what is it? The dilemma of the holy sword, right? You get this specific, but like in this instance, the holy sword is superpowers. Like now you have the superpowers and you have the ability to do more good than the average person. So now is it not your responsibility to do that good? Because if you don't, then doesn't it fall on you of what you could have prevented? So this whole thing boils down to a bunch of probability of like what'll happen if I act versus what I don't. What'll happen if I don't? So Spider-Man decided to act, and now he has acted. And as a reaction to that, now people are like, Spider-Man, and then they act out. But like if he didn't act, would they still act out? I believe the answer is yes. So it is better to do than to not do. Depending on
you bugging.
You bugging.
You was the main one. I ain't gonna put no Bacardi in here because I don't want to be on.
Why would you out me like that?
Because you bugging. When you bug out, I gotta call you out. You bugging.
With great power.
Why would you say that?
All right. So you saying I'm bugging?
It is not as simple as is one or is one not bugging.
Is one not bugging?
One does not simply bug.
Depending on which moral philosopher you side with,
no, bro.
you are bugging.
Right. No. I'm asking.
I think
the question
Kant
was
would
posed
say
to,
you are bugging.
My question was posed to not those philosophers, but rather the host here at the Blerd Bar. Am I bugging?
I think Kierkegaard would say you are not bugging.
No. You're still dealing with the philosophy. I'm asking you.
I ain't nobody. Don't answer me. Josh, what do you think, buddy?
Yo, he.
What would you say?
You bugging, nigga. This is what you bugging.
So, present your case again.
Go
every,
back
every time. Yes, every time.
Every
like,
time.
what is the case at hand?
Give me the bullet points.
Given the motto of "with great power comes great responsibility," Spider-Man should be responsible for
That's what
the
you're saying.
ending
Yeah.
of some of his villains in his rogues gallery.
like Shocker.
Mostly the ones who like have high body counts or extreme levels of death surrounding them.
Vulture?
I feel like that's almost everybody in his like rogues gallery.
No.
No.
The Rhino is
Like,
mostly
the Rhino would be
property
like
damage.
Yeah, he property damage. Shocker, Electro would be like on the interwebs and like.
So are those like the
generators.
C villains at best though?
Sometimes they can be B villains.
I mean, you can make the case to Spider-Man's villains. What? All of the Chitauri?
No. I'm talking about like his rogues gallery, right? Yeah. So, if you need names like Dr. Octopus, Carnage, Scorpion, Green Goblin, Craven, like
those
some of
all
them are
sound like top tier
villains. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying based on some of them high level ones, while they may be interesting to watch on film or read in comic books,
he should have nipped that in the bud after the third encounter.
There should be after a while, right? The dilemma should no longer be on Spider-Man to like handle this.
You say we shouldn't bring philosophy in this, but like
There's no way to avoid it. There's no way to avoid
I'm just saying, after a while, punching the same nigga in the face over and over again, and they just be like, "Oh, I come out with a gun." No, like.
So, what do you think about the way he handled Kingpin?
In which writing?
The one where I think Kingpin sent a hit out on his aunt or something like that.
Okay.
And so then he showed up in jail and beat the brakes off him and was like,
okay, so
"I'm not gonna
that was
kill
almost
you."
like a what if, right? That one was
that was
multiversal.
What was that?
Callback.
But it's a good one. And I guess to that point, that's when people start reaching their breaking points, right? Like you start going after me and mine, and I've had it. However, he was influenced by the symbiote, so the symbiote was like, "No, Eddie, right? Peter." It's funny. So I think that's kind of where I'm going with it, right? Like outside of the influence of the symbiote, like when does Peter? I get he's a good guy, right? Mm-hmm. But like when does the good guy like have to like start laying down the law?
Getting his hand dirty?
Like one, your girlfriend's neck broke while you did your best to save her. Her dad died at your hands. Like your best friend at work, her man died, even though he was tricked into being a villain. Like I can name the body count surrounding the character. Uncle Ben. Like
how's that my problem?
Right. So you start looking at it like you can be divided on, how you handle criminals, right? Like, oh, he was scared in that moment. He made the bad decision, put him in jail. One, right? But when people start throwing holy hand grenades and, no moving, like traffic is like stuck, it's car to car, Jam-O on the 96, on the 95. Like, am I allowed to say that? He might come after me. But, after a while, you would have to say, like, the responsibility then becomes yours. Because he's doing this for your attention. He ain't doing this for nobody else. He ain't saying, "Hey, yo, Daredevil, see me at the bridge." No, he's saying...
Daredevil's like, "You in Hell's Kitchen?" "Oh, no, all right."
"Stay over there."
You fine.
That's interesting because in a lot of ways, not to derail, but like, I feel like in a lot of ways, that's Punisher's whole thing, right?
Right.
He'd be like, "Oh no, you bugging," and now I gotta, you gotta get handled.
You was bugging, now I'm bugging.
Like-
I don't want to be bugging.
Like,
But you was
I wasn't trying to bug, but here you go.
Right.
So
Now,
that's
yeah.
very interesting, and I think a lot of people enjoy seeing that immediate, like, visceral, like, response, like, oh yeah, like, it's on site, like, let's go. You got the skills, you can do this. Like, he don't got no special powers. He don't got, he wasn't bitten
Right.
by a radioactive spider. He just got mad
I
training,
mean-
and he's like the guns and ammo of, like, Shang-Chi. He's just like, anybody can get it.
Right.
And everybody will get it if you like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So that's interesting. You want Spider-Man to be more like the Punisher.
No, I'm saying
Does he have a moral responsibility
based
to
on
punish people?
Based on his motto. I'm not talking about anything else, like as far as his proportionate strength or like his capabilities. I'm talking about because of his mantra being great power. With great power comes great responsibility.
How
Would
great
not
is
the
his
responsibility be to?
off somebody?
I mean, you saying it plainly, so yes.
But no, to off somebody that would prevent other people
The
dying.
off, the
All
offing
more-
of others.
All moral philosophers, please comment.
but like, isn't that not the responsibility to decrease the loss of life?
The problem is you cannot guarantee that.
You
And
can't.
then so now you're taking a life.
But you have suitable proof. I'm not saying you do this predictively. I'm saying based on track record. Yes, his waves be on swim at all times. But he got at least 100 bodies on him at any given time that he hop on the glider.
100,000 if you count Siege.
Right. So, I'm talking about when you look at the math of it, your villain is like A1 terrorist.
Domestic terrorism.
Like, that's not Captain America's villain. That's not, that's not the X-Men's villain. Your guy.
That ain't nothing.
Right.
That ain't me.
Right. That's not Fantastic Four. That's your people.
Get your mans. Get your mans.
Right.
And the call sheet or the call queue,
Yeah,
it,
call
like
queue.
pops up and it's like, that's not mine.
That's not
my
mine.
call.
Right. That's your guy. And then at multiple times, because you have failed to either like get rid of your symbiote suit, and now it created offspring with Carnage, and then Carnage then like
Created toxin.
create toxin. But I'm talking about like then Carnage, the Carnage symbiote then gets wrapped up in Green Goblin to turn into the Red Goblin. Like, bro, you out here failing and failing up because
Filling up.
everybody's still like, yeah, Spider-Man. But like, if you are a news reporter, James Jonah Jameson got moments. J. Jonah Jameson be sitting there and I'm like, he not wrong. That you
He not bugging.
So that's what I'm saying. That's really what I'm saying is the argument based on his mantra. Either drop the mantra and keep being a good guy, or
Hold on now.
or be responsible for your villains because they're not anybody else's.
Here's the thing, Sterling. You made an interesting comment about
Kierkegaard?
no. You said home terrorists. What are they called?
Domestic terrorists.
Domestic terrorists. And when we think about domestic terrorists,
Is it Batwing?
oh,
No.
wow. When we think about domestic terrorists, and we always wonder, like, oh my goodness, these domestic terrorists are out here doing this, that, and the third. Why is nobody like taking care of them? And when you think of it, like, if you think of it that way, personally speaking, it's just like, why is nobody taking care of them? The government should be taking care of them. And you put that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the Marvel Universe in general, and like you actually have people that should be taking care of them.
Hold on. I think we're talking about two different. now, tell me if I'm misinterpreting. Thus, if I'm bugging. It's one thing to say, like, man, as a U.S. citizen, sure wish the judicial system dealt out justice. That's one thing.
I'm talking
As
about
opposed-
vigilante with arch nemesis villains.
Right, because the difference here is the judicial system is supposed to be written to actually deal with justice, whereas vigilante stuff is completely moral. Batman's whole code, that's all on him. Don't nobody enforce that but him. The whole responsibility thing, don't nobody do that but Peter. That's all on him. He's the only person he has to be accountable to. So I think that's where the key difference is on where you was about to go.
That's a different podcast.
I feel like it's kind of the same though, because
no, I mean the question comes back like, what do we do with people who are remorseless, unrepentant, repeat offenders? Right. Anyway, we've reached the end of our podcast.
No, because he hasn't told me if I'm bugging or not.
Well, you didn't say anything if he's bugging either.
I said depending on which moral philosopher you subscribe to, you may
honestly,
or may not be
I kept
bugging.
this one in my back pocket because I was like, they gonna chicken out.
What you mean? I'm not a moral philosopher.
It's not a moral.
I ain't got a degree.
I ain't got a degree. Here's the thing. Here's I think the best thing you can do is put yourself in the situation.
So Dan, the big question: are you bugging?
No. If you yourself were Spider-Man and
Spider-Dan.
Well,
you're not Spider-Dan. That's Dan. We'll tag Dan's cosplay page. There's another Spider-Dan. Anyway,
it wouldn't be me. No.
But if you were Spider-Man,
I'm Pizza Dan.
And you were faced with this dilemma, what would you do? I will say. I
posed the question to y'all, but
no. Yeah, go ahead. I would just say
Uno reverse card.
Right. Trap card. I think that if I were Peter and people kept coming after me in mines after a certain point, it would be on site. I do not think that you.
Well, Josh,
bugging.
you're also the embodiment of vengeance. We have to remember that.
I guess.
Okay, so
I don't think
bugging.
I don't think you're
based
bugging.
on the mantra of with great power comes great responsibility. You're saying your responsibility would then at some point include the eradication of said villains.
Yeah.
In the escalation of like risk of loss of life for other parties.
Mm-hmm.
I said what I said. You heard what I said. Man.
I didn't. Am I bugging or am I not?
Ask
bugging?
Kant, bro. That's not on me.
Ask Nietzsche.
That's not on me.
I'm asking.
That's
you,
a niche
bro.
market.
I'm asking you, bro. If Sterling was Spider-Man.
Thank God, Sterling.
How's your cat doing? Is it alive or dead, man? Come on.
Schrodinger?
Yeah.
Schrodinger was a physicist. We received
No, you really trying to throw this away. We're not going nowhere until you answer this question.
I will say here. I'll mess up the whole week for all of us. Say I won't. I am Calendar Man. We reached the end of the
No, you really trying to block out of this. We're not going nowhere.
Thank you guys for sitting and sipping with us.
I really want y'all to know this podcast is going to keep going even after this ending. Because Sterling
Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, buy a sweatshirt. That's the thing we've been saying. Share this with friends and family, and you always have a seat.
Shut up.
At the
if I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging. No, shut up. If I'm bugging,
how you take the whole camera?
If I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging. Right? That's all I'm asking for. That's what this podcast was for. You know, some people are scared of answering questions. If you come up in this shot,
I can't be held responsible.
With great power comes great responsibility, fam. You're risking it all for no reason. This is the hill you want to go on.
Good night, everybody.
Y'all have a blessed night.